This is your friendly reminder that I do have a Patreon and Subscribe Star, and if you join today, you get access to this month's exclusive video, where I talk about the darkest webcomic I have ever read, Clarissa. So if you want to check out that nonsense, hit up the links down below. And now, on with the video. What's good, people? Agent Jules reporting for duty. It is said that diamonds are a girl's best friend. And in the case of the infamous Rouge the Bat, that is all too true. Jewel thief extraordinaire, Rouge the Bat is known for taking on jobs basically for the profit. Her morals are scrupulous, and the only thing she really cares about is if it rakes in good cheddar. So, what does such a character have to do with my own OC Velicia from my cartoon SCHNEEEVIL? Well, Velicia is a villain, right? She is bent on world domination, and yet Rouge the Bat is not. What can Velicia and I learn from such a rascal? Well, let us buckle into our favorite video game franchise where everyone runs the same speed, even though the main character is supposed to be the fast one, but everyone else can travel the same speed. Let us put on our favorite bodysuit that is very much not stealthy, even though our job is being a stealthy thief. Let us use our glorious heels to kick the like button. And let's go ahead and dive into this insanity, shall we? So, as we usually do, let's go ahead and discuss the speed paint. So once again, we are here in the Velicia Cosplay series, where my OC Velicia cosplays as different villainesses, so I can dissect the way they tick and see if I can use them for my own nefarious purposes in my cartoon SCHNEEEVIL. Of course, here is Velicia using the newly created Catgirl redesign of Velicia that you can check the link down below about my reasoning behind doing the little change. So this is the debut of Catgirl Velicia cosplaying. So here she is wearing Rouge the Bat's outfit. To be perfectly honest, a big reason why I chose Rouge the Bat for this particular episode is because it was kind of a good way to break in the Catgirl design for Velicia, because now that she has those big honkin' cat ears, it kind of matches with Rouge's big honkin' bat ears. So it's a nice little blend. But anyway, let's go ahead and actually talk. Riddle me this, dear viewers. What if Sonic, but boobs? Well, you get Rouge the Bat. I mean, that's basically what she is. She's Sonic, but boobs. Boobs! Her debut was, I believe, Sonic Adventure 2. And the interesting thing about her voluptuous design is prior to that, the female characters really didn't deviate from the classic bean body stick arms that we were used to with all the other male Mobians, you know, Mobians being the species of anthropomorphic animals in the Sonic series. Prior to that, you had characters like, I think the big one that stands out to me because I saw the cartoons was in Adventure of Sonic the Hedgehog. You had Bunny Rabbot and Princess Sally. They were the first ones to kind of deviate from the bean body. Like, they had feminine bodies, like there's an obvious shape to their bust and their hips in order to feminize them more, but it wasn't super garish. And then, of course, you had characters like Amy Rose, which I believe Amy Rose appeared well before Rouge the Bat. And Amy Rose was much more bean and stick figured than characters like Bunny and Sally. Then Rouge comes along and entirely breaks the mold with these massive honkers of hers just busting out of this bustier she wears. And it was an interesting point. Because, you know, Rouge's whole dealio is that she's like ooh, look at me, I'm the femme fatale. So of course they had to really, you know, ham up her feminine features, and that meant really, you know, popping her 36, 24, 36, if you know what I'm laying down here. So Rouge's personality, because obviously that's what we're here for when it comes to Rouge, has nothing to do with her baddie, but her plot, as they say. She is basically the classic thief. You know, she's Catwoman, right? Catwoman, who was interestingly a subject of Velicia Cosplays at some point. More about the Eartha Kitt version, but you can watch that video. Link it down below, like a good YouTuber, gaming the algorithm. But so Rouge is a jewel thief, right? That's her specialty. She can find jewels. She can track down anything. She prides herself on being a jewel hunter, and of course she gathers these jewels so that she can make lots of money and live in luxury, right? She's a sophisticated woman who loves, you know, lavishing herself with riches. All right, very cut and dry. Nothing terribly malicious about it, just kind of self-serving. Now, you're gonna have to forgive me because I'm not like exactly the biggest SAAANIC fan out there, but my understanding is that when push kind of comes to shove, Rouge tends to side with the good guys. So if something like if the world is at stake, she's willing to kind of put her greed aside to kind of aid the good guys. But of course, she always makes sure to have that kind of like coy, sultry, femme fatale kind of distancing between her and the rest of the crew. So she still kind of has that going for her. So with all that said, what exactly am I going to use in Rouge with Velicia? Well, I think the first and obvious choice here is that both characters clearly dress provocatively, knowing that it is an advantage. Okay, I've actually stated this before in which video was it? Who's a character that shows off the goods that I drew Velicia as? I mean, a lot of them, honestly. That's another reason why I choose some of these characters, because there's goods to show off. Oh man, you're twisting my arm here. What is the most skin that Velicia's ever shown in a cosplay? I think maybe the Monarch. The Dr. Mrs. the Monarch, because of that the non-existent neckline on her costume. You know, I think I mentioned it in the WUYA video, but the point is that looks do matter. Looks absolutely do matter, especially if you've got looks to show off. The whole point of Rouge's design, giving her giving her a very, very nigh off-model feminine appearance compared to all the other Mobian characters, is to accentuate her looks, which she absolutely accentuates to her advantage, and Velicia would do the same thing for different ends, but using the same means, because of course I do believe this was in the WUYA video, because WUYA is a character who very much leverages her looks when she finally got them back, when she got her body back, because it is a way of manipulating people to get what she wants. And so Velicia, of course, is someone willing to dress provocatively in order to, use her feminine willies, as Omi says in Shaolin Showdown, to get what she wants. The only difference between, and I mentioned this in the WUYA video, the difference between WUYA and Velicia, and in this case Rouge and Velicia, is that Velicia is not really, she doesn't really have the confidence and moxie to pull off a true femme fatale technique, if you will. She's much too neurotic and flustered, but she still knows that if you look good and you dress accordingly, it's a leverage point in order to gain what you want. And of course, in Velicia's case, she wants world domination, and in Rouge's case, she wants an easier time stealing stuff from you. But all of those comparisons are only skin deep. What else does our dear Rouge provide for Velicia? Well, I don't think much. You see, I was thinking, what exactly does Velicia and Rouge have in common? And I realized they kind of don't have much in common besides just the way they dress for their different reasons. You see, Rouge is kind of another character who is an opposite of Velicia, in that Rouge strikes me as very pragmatic, okay? Rouge is someone who just wants to do what she needs to do, get it done, get in, get on, get out. Yes, there is style involved. Yes, there is pizzazz, because that's kind of part of the shtick of being the femme fatale. But it strikes me as that is something that she does because she knows it works, and not exactly she does because, I was about to say because she gets a kick out of it. Clearly she does get a kick out of it. But I don't think she cares as much about it as maybe Velicia would, because Velicia is not pragmatic at all. Velicia is very much about world domination, but as I have said many, many times before in this series, Velicia's biggest thing is that she has to make a big scene about it. So whenever I run into this problem, because this is not the only time that Velicia has been opposite of the character she has cosplayed as. This has happened with Maleficent. This has happened with Mom. Okay, these are characters who are very good at what they do, and Velicia is not a mom, like Futurama mom, and she's not a Maleficent. And so, once again, she is not a Rouge. So usually when I come up with this conundrum of an exact opposite, it leads me to wonder, it sounds like I need to introduce another character in SCHNEEEVIL to be that opposite to Velicia. Now, here's a big difference. The last times I came up with this opposite with Velicia in Futurama Mom is it was a villainess who would be hyper capable and really good at deception, right? Which would make a really great like end game rival. Whereas Rouge is kind of is not a villain. You know, Rouge is not evil. She's selfish. Yes, absolutely. She's definitely not beyond bending the rules and having questionable morals in order to get that sweet, sweet bread. But she is not malicious. So what if there was another character who was just that, like a thief, or just someone who likes to take advantage for simple gain? And that could be another character that Velicia can bounce off of. So we now have two potential archetypes that Velicia can bounce off of and kind of compare and contrast in order to develop her in her own cartoon. So, look at that. Look at that. Looks like there is something to Rouge beyond just her very, very, very noticeable assets. So yes, I think I'll go ahead and wrap it up there for today. So you people know what to do. If you like what you see and you want to see more, go ahead and tickle those sacred buttons. Definitely share this video because it's good for the algorithm and it's good for all the people around the happy little world. But definitely also comment to let me know your thoughts about the concept of this thief who's not exactly a villain and what a villain can learn from a character who's not a villain. And of course, a reminder that I do have a Patreon subscribe star if you want to help support the channel and of course see some exclusive content that comes up where I can say dirty words that I can't say on YouTube, otherwise they'll give me the ban hammer. And of course, if you wish to follow me elsewhere on the internets, go ahead and hit up my links on the screen and pay special attention, of course, to minds.com because they are that up-and-coming whippersnapper who's sticking it to the man, and we all like to stick it to the man. And so, yes, with all that said, I thank you for spending this time with me. I do hope you all stick around, and until next time, deuces.